Okay, welcome back everybody, and today we're back again with another video. And again, this is another early access video, and today we have got some really cool new rifle sights and a redo to the automatic collar. We are in this video mainly going to be looking at the rifle scopes, just because that's what I mainly use and that's where I feel like I have the best amount of ability to talk to it about. But let's really get some of the things out of the way. So this is going to be $4.99 USD. I assume it's going to be 4.99 euros as well, or whatever the equivalent is for a 4.99 DLC in your country. Now, in total, there are 3 new rifles and 5 new reticles. Again, like I said, we're really going to be mainly looking at the rifle scopes here and kind of comparing it to my favorite one, which is... actually, I forget currently what I keep using. I think it's not the Argus, it's the other one. Yeah, the Hyperion scope. This is the one that I mainly use, and this is a 4:8 by 42. But now if we go into the store here, for example, you can see we now have the Angler night vision scope, which we are going to get. So we have a new night vision scope, which is very cool in comparison to the Gen 0. So this should be pretty similar to my actual, Hyperion scope over here. And then obviously we also have the Odin rifle as well. And we're going to try both those. Obviously there is also a new handgun scope here, the Hermes, which is going to be for handguns and shotgun, I guess I should say. I assume it's going to be in here as well. No, okay, so you can only buy it in the handgun area, but I guess it does work as well. If you're curious, let's quickly go ahead and look at the compatible items for this. So let me just slowly go through all of this. These are all of the shotguns and pistols you can use this with. So quite a large variety if you ask me. But with that being said, we're going to start off by using the... Odin first, and then we are going to be moving on to the night vision one. So we are going to try both of those out in just a second here. Also, I should mention, actually, I just realized this, but look, there is a new icon for the tents now. It's squarish now. I think that looks quite nice. Definitely can't complain. Very nice. But with that being said, let's go equip these and then let's take a look. Now, one thing I should say is that in the map view, actually, they have actually changed these now from being circular, kind of like the drink zone here, to being squarish in here as well. Personally, I'm not too sure what I think about that yet. You guys can comment down below what you think. If you like it, or if you think it's distracting or just doesn't fit, I'd like to know what you guys have to say. I'm currently neutral on it. I don't really think it's bad or good in either way. But, yeah, I think I like the circular, but I kind of like how that looks in-game as well. But obviously, that's not the topic of this video. But here is the new Odin scope. Now, obviously, many of you are going to be like, wait, aren't you using the Hyperion scope? No, this is actually the new Odin. And I will compare that to the fully zoomed-in version of the Hyperion. So as you can see, pretty much the same scope with just a little bit more zoom in. I like how much view I have in terms of, like... I can see a lot. It's not like the Argus where like half my screen feels like it's clunkered. And it definitely has a lot more zoom in than the Hyperion has. So I think this is definitely going to be replacing my Hyperion scope. But hey, it also doesn't kick too high when we shoot. I kind of like that. Obviously I was using that with the 300, so not quite the right gun there for a whitetail, but you know, a gun that is somewhat known for having some recoil. At least I find it to have it, which is why I never used the Argus scope on it, because I felt like it took too long for me to be able to fully recenter, which is why I ended up going on the Hyperion. But I'll be curious to see how this Odin is going to do, because it feels a lot less clunky and just feels like a more zoomed in version of the Hyperion, which I personally like. Obviously, that was one of my first shots I took with it, but we're going to do some testing, and I'm obviously going to shoot some more whitetail. I'll also go over some other maps, shoot some other things with it, see how I feel it does. But so far, I'm really liking it. I think it is very good. Now, obviously, let's just take a quick look. We're actually at this tier. Okay, we just double lunged it as you expect it to do. at 220 meters with the 300. That is obviously no surprise there whatsoever. I wish I could tell you guys what the actual other bug fixes are that are coming with this, but we are just going to be getting those on the release day, which is on Tuesday the 24th, I believe. 24th December. If I'm wrong, I'll put the actual date on screen now, but I'm pretty sure it's the 24th, and I'd assume it's going to release like any other update in the morning of Central European time / early morning in Eastern Standard Time. Okay, well, I changed the Odin now on the M1 just because we actually have, where is he? A level 3 Whitetail Deer right there. I don't really want to mess him up. But we have 3 potential candidates that I want to go down, and with the Hyperion, this should usually be relatively simple to do. So I am actually curious. This is the first time I'm actually trying to take down 3 things with the Odin at once. And I just want to see how plausible this is. If it's actually as good as I think it is with the kickback, or well, the kick in general. And it really is manageable. That third year there just did get kind of quick, but yeah, look, we still got him with a good shot. So at least we know the slate is accurate. And that is kind of what I would be expecting. So I don't think that is really, like, it's a lot better than the Argus. I can say that for sure. And with the zoom in, I'm obviously able to have a little bit of a more correct, what's the right word for it? More well-aimed shot than with the Hyperion scope, and I don't seem to have too much of a disadvantage. Obviously the zoomed in is going to make it a little bit difficult to get the further away shots, but got a good shot on the second one, got a good shot on the first one, and a nice whitetail there as well. 11 points above diamond, not too bad at 98 kg, and we got him with a very nice lung, liver, and stomach hit here, so you definitely cannot complain whatsoever. And I am now obviously curious also where we hit that third one. But I must say, from this first reaction, I think it's quite good. Obviously, I'm going to have to be doing more testing and playing with it some more before I can actually make a proper conclusion about if I like it or not. But, and yeah, look, got a good shot there. But obviously, that's going to take some time, and I just don't have enough time in early access with also university and stuff to be able to go through it. So this is kind of more of a first glance and like after my first couple of hours of playing with it to see what I like. But let's actually now go over to some night hunting, and let's give the angler here a nice try. From what, because what we've seen from the preview is that this has a different color to it. I'm not going to do it now, I'm going to bear your eyes that, but we're going to go on another map and we're going to go take a look at some night hunting. Now obviously, what better way is there to look at this than to go into a night hunt for some pronghorn here on SRP. We haven't done it in so long, just because before this we pretty much had to use the beginner scope with a night vision, but now we have got the angler, which besides having a different coloring, aka why I brought out our night vision binoculars here, going from this green to this kind of light bluish grayish color. For one, I think it's a lot easier on the eyes, especially when you are gaming at night. I think this is a lot better. Plus, we can actually zoom in now and don't have to just look at a distance from here. I will say the reticle itself from the outside is a little bit more cluttered, a little similarly to how the Argus is. But I like the zoom and I like the colored profile that it has. And that really to me is the biggest thing when it comes to these night scopes. I want to be able to comfortably see things and not feel like my eyes are going to start hurting after about 30 minutes, which this did do. This I was never a big fan of. I never really thought that this was great for like extended night hunts, but I think I could get used to this. I think this is quite nice, and it reminds me more of kind of what night vision is like in other games as well, and it might make night hunting a little bit more preferable. I wonder if in the future we might get binoculars with that same option here of being able to switch it to this, or maybe even just make it a setting in game to green or the bluish gray kind of color scale. But I don't know. We'll have to see how that is. But so far, I am liking it. And I do think it is a lot better. Obviously, it looks a little grainy at some areas, but I think that's kind of in the style of what night scopes are supposed to be. I actually have no real life experience in that, so if anybody has like a night vision scope or night vision binoculars, please do chime in down in the comments. I'd love to know what you have to say about this, because personally I can just go off of what I've seen in other games, and in other games it always is kind of the case that night vision scopes are in general a little bit more you know, grainy than their just clear counterparts for the day. And of course, just for completeness, that show this prong. Ooh, nice, a double long hard shot. But we're gonna do our actual accuracy test in just a second, just because I didn't actually realize we were almost 300 meters out there and I was zeroed for 150. But I think I have a good spot where we can go right about here, where we should have a nice lineup on some pronghorn and be able to kind of see how accurate this scope is, at least for our first run here. Okay, well, it's not the greatest deer in the world, but it is a level 2 that is broadside at give or take 150 meters. I know we could do this a lot better at the range, but you know, I want to see how this does out when we actually play the game. And we're about 170 here, so I feel like that should be fine for 150, just because I don't want him to do exactly that and start moving around. But let's aim roughly a little lower than where that top shoulder part is there, and then let's go ahead and take a look how accurate this gun was, because we know the Odin was very accurate, like extremely accurate for that 3 that we shot. So let's take a look how it does on the pronghorn here. And let's have a look. Where did we hit? Yeah, we pretty much hit right where we said we hit. Even though we're pretty much 150 out. I don't think there's going to be much deviation there, especially with an M1. But yeah, we did good. I did forget pronghorn or a class 3 now. In my mind, there's still always a class 4. But we aimed roughly here. And that is roughly, looks a little high actually. I might have to rewatch the video, see where we hit, but I'm pretty sure we aimed somewhere right here and we hit in that region, so I am not going to say no to that. And again, this is kind of just an overview. We are going to have to be doing a little bit more testing, so probably in a little while I'll have another video where I might do a comparison between this and the Hyperion scope. But from my first tests now and my first like little while of playing with it, I do like it. The night vision scope, obviously, I don't think I have to do a test there. It's better than the original one, the Gen 0 that we have. Just, we have more zoom, a lot nicer colors on it, and I definitely can't complain. I think it's going to be worth it to spend that $4.99 to get that DLC just for that night vision scope. But obviously the Odin is a great upgrade as well over the Hyperion, in my opinion so far. But I'm going to play with it a little bit longer, see what I think after then. But with that being said, again, huge thanks to EW. If you guys did enjoy, please go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I know the videos are a little bit sparse, far and few between, but I have some nice IRL things coming hopefully soon. But with that being said, I hope to catch you guys soon. Let me know your thoughts down below. Bye bye and